I've been holding the microphone in a few videos now, and like, I don't know what it is, but it just sounds so sexy. Maybe it's the surround sound. Who knows? Maybe it's the ASMR. I don't know. For those of you who don't know, Wetherspoons is like a pub chain in the UK, where this one brand opens like loads of different pubs in different towns, like McDonald's, but instead of like cheeseburgers, you get pints. Anyway, full credit for this idea goes to my friend Izzy, who told me to just rate Wetherspoons carpets. So that's what we're going to do today. This is from the Old Unicorn in Bramley, West Yorkshire. There's loads of different colours. It would be really good for covering up a stain. There's so much direction going on, and I find that so weird. You've got the big white lines going like downwards, you've got like other lines going diagonally, and then you've got these little circles going around everywhere that I feel like everything is a bit too confused. But overall it looks funky. 6 out of 10. This is from the Bear's Head in Penarth, which honestly, like, it's a lot simpler than the last one. It kind of has this like watery feel to it, which kind of suits a pub, I guess. But the blues and yellows kind of go against the general Wetherspoons like brand colours, which might be quite a good thing because it kind of sets it apart from other Wetherspoons. It makes it more unique, has a bit of its own identity. It looks simple and yet kind of elegant in its own way. It's not too simple, it's not too basic, there's different layers to it. I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. Talk of the Town in Paynton, Devon. This looks like lingerie meets Dennis the Menace. It's like they had one design on the bottom and then they were like, oh, that's a bit basic. And then they just kind of like added another on top. This one gets a 2. I do not like it. Let's move on. This one is the Hatter's Inn in Bognor Regis, which like, it's a bit childish. Like it seems a bit playful, it seems a bit swirly. I feel like if you're really drunk, that floor would just confuse you. It does have that kind of Spoons brand association to it, kind of like the reds and the earth colours that I would associate with a pub, but it is rather repetitive. There's not much to it. Like when I look at that, I feel like I know the carpet after 3 seconds. That one only gets a 4 out of 10. This one in Bishop Auckland, my god, what a mess. It feels old-fashioned and like you can see the stains on it. It's not very good at hiding stains. And then matching that with those tiles, Jesus Christ. Are they trying to look like a church or are they trying to look like a newly furnished Leeks? Like I don't quite understand. This gets a 2 out of 10. Ugh. What is this? This is the Imperial in Exeter. This is a mess. It looks like it's meant to be something, but like the more you look at it, the more you realise that is just nothing. It's like clementines with like with vines coming out of it, and like white leaves and yellow leaves with I don't get it. What visionary was like, I'm going to make a carpet, and then they think that's perfect when they have this idea. But honestly, it's too funky for me to hate. Like I've been looking at this picture for 5 hours. It gets like a -8. It's so bad that it like, I love it. The Hippodrome in Shropshire. This has like a really arty vibe to it. I really like this one. This is practical, but also quite artistic. Like this could hide a stain, but at the same time I want to stare at it. It kind of hits the Wetherspoons tones with the reds and the oranges and the browns, but it also kind of has its own little like sparks and influences, and I really quite like it. This is a 10. This is a 10. The Calvers Court, Stockport. This looks like a Nescafe advert. 3 out of 10. This is the Lantoke in Street, Somerset. Tell me those don't look like boobs with veins. I really don't like that. I can't imagine standing on that. I feel like I'd be too self-conscious about not standing on each individual yellow circle. It feels like it's looking at me. I don't like it. 4 out of 10. The Barham Top Inn in Halifax. Jesus, what is going on? This looks like a stained glass window fell onto the floor. Why is the base pink? Why is the base colour pink? I feel like it's just a bit too loud. Like if you softened it down, made those like black outlines a little bit thinner, made the pink something a little bit normal, then it could be alright. Like the idea is there, but the execution is just not happening. I'm gonna give that a 6 out of 10. The William Jameson in Sunderland. This looks like a pack of Christmas cards that you'd buy in December and send one to like your great aunt. And the way the lines kind of like move in between the squares is like someone tried to draw and then was like, oh shit. 5 out of 10. Victoria Pavilions, Ramsgate, Kent. Jesus Christ. Some carpets are good at hiding stains. This carpet looks like stains. Some of it looks intentional, some of it doesn't. Like the whole thing is kind of like blue and yellow, but then they throw in these reds every now and again and you're like, oh, whoa. That gets a 3. The Amber Rooms, Loughborough. Oh my god. It looks like they had a nice carpet and they were putting it through the printer, but the coloured ink ran out, so it's kind of like, ugh. I really like the idea, but the colours, what? If you stripped it back and you just had like black base, blue vines or whatever, that would be a nice, simple, elegant carpet. But the fact there's like reds and yellows, who thought that? But overall, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. I do quite like it. The Powder Monkey in Exmouth, Devon. That's a picnic rug. You cannot tell me that is not a picnic rug. 4 out of 10. The William Steed in County Durham. I'm sorry. It looks like a colourful version of the Taylor Swift Reputation album cover. I feel like if I get really drunk, I would just stare at the floor and try to read it, which is both a good thing and also a bad thing. But it does feel like a child's playmat, you know? 7 out of 10. Elms in Essex. It reminds me of playing cards. It's kind of got like this like quirky elegance to it, and I do quite enjoy that. There's a lot going on that I feel like there could be a stain somewhere and I wouldn't care for it. Overall, I think this is quite nice. 9 out of 10. And finally, we have the Bright Helm. Big up the Bright Helm in Brighton. Look at those leaves, look at those hints of red, look at the backdrop, look at the black, look at the yellow. It comes together and just forms this like menagerie of just, mwah. That's a 10 out of 10. And I am completely biased. Anyway, thank you for watching. I don't know what's happening. Happy Vida.